The Merlin. This is the powerhouse of the Caldari frigates. It has a bonus to small hybrid turret damage and a 4% bonus to all shield resistances. It is used in both PvP and PvE and is equally effective in both, so it doesn't need to be segregated into one particular side. It does, however, remind a lot of people of a Cylon. If you've watched Battlestar Galactica, it looks like a Cylon. Just one that looks like it's ready to slap you. The attributes of the ship are low. Its general shield fit is what it is pretty much used for. Maximum targeting range 15 kilometers, dependent on skills, and a fairly decent power grid, and so on. It has a decent warp speed, and there's generally not much else to it in terms of fitting and so on. The high power slots are 3, medium power slots are 4, and low power slots of 3 with normal 3 rig slots. Now it will have 3 turrets, small hybrid turrets. Now there are 2 setups for this. There are long range micro warp drive setup which uses rails, and then there is a close range setup which uses blasters. You can find a video on both on our channel. It will use a shield tank setup and so on there. Skills required are straight out the bat. Everyone who starts a Caldari character will be able to fly a Merlin immediately. No training will be needed. However, if you're going to be using the Merlin long term, if you're looking to go into PvP, maybe frigate, faction warfare stuff, you need at least a mastery 3 or 4. Masteries are not to be laughed at. They are not there as a gimmick, and they are there to be taken seriously. If you want to learn and be able to fly your ships perfectly in terms of being able to fit them properly, have decent power grid, decent CPU, decent damage output, and decent tank ability, do not take mastery levels as a joke, because they are not. The variations of the Merlin are 3. 2 of them are assault frigates, which are Tech 2 versions of this ship, which we will be going over in another video. However, the Worm is a faction frigate. I'm not entirely sure whose it is. I can never remember. But that's a very dangerous ship, the Worm. And again, that'll be a ship that we'll be going over in other videos. Industry. This ship can be made in high security space. The blueprint originals for these are incredibly cheap, and all of these materials can be found in high security space, meaning you can use your venture that you get from the career agents to go ahead and mine these materials. I would say from a 0.9 down to a 0.5 you will find any and all of these materials in the belts in their raw ore forms. The ship skins for the Merlin are actually pretty decent, with the Aurora Veilers being one of my favourite personally. You have the Abyssal Gold, Caldari Navy skin, Corporate Police Force, Ghostbird. You have the Garistas skin, Harmonious Ascension, Hunter's Quiver, and the Lydie Protection Services. And the Operation Permafrost ones are not too bad. Space Patrol, yeah, it's okay. Steel Cardinal looks a bit to me, but you've got the Peace Corps and of course the Secura skin itself. So that is the Merlin. That's what it's used for. That is generally the point of the Merlin, and so on. So helpful? Subscribe, because we made the video. Subscribe.